In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to use the AI Smart Cutout tool, which allows you to remove any background really for images and videos. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so you can see I have a video here from on the timeline. This is just a video from the stock media section here, someone being interviewed. So I want to remove this background and replace it with something else. Okay. Let me go ahead and find a background here that I can use. I'll use something like office. I want to use an office background. Let's go to photos and I'm going to change the orientation to landscape. See if we can find something cool here. So maybe uh let's do this one, right? Or just add this on here. Second, I'll put the video on top actually. All right, now I'm going to delete all the empty tracks that I have. Cool. Okay, this is going to be our background, right? So I'm going to leave it over here for now. All right, so you want to make sure that the video is selected, that you're trying to remove the background, okay? Now you're going to go ahead and go to AI tools. It's going to be the third tab here. So the third one, right? And go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to see Smart Cutout, right? Click on that. And as you can see, it has, let me go ahead and move the playhead to the beginning of the video here. All right, so you want to click start, click to start the cutout. So click on that. And this is going to pop up here. Let me go ahead and make this full screen so you guys can see here. Okay. All right. So there's a couple of things that you have to use here. So the first one's going to be the brush, right? So the brush is going to allow you to select the area that you want to keep in the video, right? So in this instance, we want to keep the person. So we're going to be selecting the person, right? And so let's say we start with this. The second part is going to be an eraser, right? So if I wanted to exclude some part, I can go like that. That's going to go ahead and delete that for me. Okay, so you can delete that. And this part here is going to allow you to scroll through this here. Okay, so I can zoom in, I can move this around, I can zoom in like that. So it's better to really just do this zoomed in like this, where you can see more details. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me erase everything here. So let's go back and select our smart brush here. All right, so our brush is gonna allow us to change. We can change the size on the left side here. We can change the size of the brush, as you can see here. Change the size. You can also change the edge thickness or the edge feather as well. Okay, but what matters is gonna be the size. So we're gonna select the person here. Select. Keep going. Going. Keep selecting. There you go. I'm gonna go over to the left side. Keep going. Make sure that I select go. As you can see, it does a good job of selecting really if you missed anything here. So let's go to the bottom part of the screen here. Go ahead and select here. Nice and slow. So kind of like that. As you can see, it does a really good job. So the purple area here is going to be the area that's going to be selected, right? So here you can even change, if you don't like the purple color, you can change it to whatever color you want, right? I think it's a dark blue that was on here. Okay, I'll use this one over here. Okay, so now if you want to erase some parts, let me go ahead and use my hand tool here. I'm going to zoom in by scrolling in and moving this around. I'm going to grab the eraser. You can kind of like, let me make it smaller, right? Just make it very small. Then you can erase some parts here that you don't want to see here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So kind of like that. This looks pretty good so far. I'll zoom out. So once we have this, we're gonna go ahead and hit save. So I'm gonna save that. Okay, save this over here. As you can see, it has finished the smart cutout. So if I play this, look at that. It does a good job of keeping track of this over here. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. Let's go ahead and reset everything here. Okay, show you how to quickly do this again. So I'm gonna zoom in. So the easiest way to do this is you can actually just select your brush and you can increase the size a little bit. Instead of highlighting every little thing, you can just go towards the edges here, right? Kind of like the edge, and like trace everything like that. This is not gonna be accurate, but this is a faster way of getting this done. Okay, go like that. This is not gonna be 100% accurate. I go over here like that. So you can see it's gonna select everything in between, right? Now you can use the eraser to kind of like clean up these areas here, kind of like this over here. Clean up this area here. Okay, now if we switch over to advanced, you can kind of like track this as well. So the first button is going to be track one selection reverse, track forward and reverse, track forward, track. So you can click any of these. So I'm going to track forward because I wanted to track the entire thing, right? As the person is moving, I want the cutout to continue, all right? So that's what I want to pick here. All right, so once it's completed, it's tracked the entire thing. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, now I'm going to play this with that. As you can see, the entire thing is going to be tracked. Now I can replace this background here with whatever I want, okay? So we can replace it with my background here that I just added, which it doesn't really go together. But you can actually change, once you have your background, you can select on our cutout and you can, edit the size here. If you want to change the size, you can move it around, obviously. Put it anywhere you want to put it. So let's say do it right here. Now you can go to the basics, so you can kind of like scale it up, scale it down. This is exactly what I was doing. You can even move it around using the x-axis and the y-axis here. You can flip it around if that works for you. Kind of like flip it around, you move it across the screen. Now the cool thing is this is a video, so it's gonna play, it's gonna keep playing. So as you can see, it does a good job of tracking this, even though I would recommend just using a green screen. But this is another option, that intelligently kind of like, detects where the background is and removes it from your video, right? Now, you can do this with images as well. It's not only limited to video, so you do this with images definitely. So this is AI Smart Cutout, which is really cool. If you don't have the option to use a green screen, then this is another option that might be able to help you. Even though I recommend that you have a solid background, you might have an all white background and maybe you're wearing black. That's going to be a lot easier for the AI to detect what is the background, what is the actual person, right? And also if you're moving a lot, it's not going to do a good job, I can promise you that. But it is a feature that I think is going to be getting better over time as they have more and more updates of Filmora. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next lesson.